Someone offers you a horse for free. A real one, healthy, gentle, ready to go. And you think, well, that is the expensive part taken care of. It is not. The horse is the cheapest thing about owning a horse. A free horse, the moment you say yes, starts costing you thousands of dollars a year every single year for the rest of its life. Depending on how you keep it, the bill runs roughly $8,600 a year at the low end and climbs past $26,000 at the high end. The animal was free. Almost nothing else about it is. So where does all that money go? Let me walk you through it because none of it is dramatic. It is just relentless. The all-in figure, the $8,600 to $26,000, comes from a 2023 study of more than 1,200 horse owners. That study was run by Synchrony, which is a lender, so it has a reason to talk about big numbers. That is worth knowing. But here is the useful part. An independent check from the University of Minnesota Extension lands in the same world. They put a healthy horse at about $6,500 every year. Two very different sources, both telling you the same thing. This is not cheap, and it never stops. Start with the biggest swing in the whole bill, which is simply where the horse lives. If you have your own land and do the work yourself, board costs you almost nothing. If you keep the horse at a stable, you are paying anywhere from about $100 a month at a basic pasture place, up past $600 a month for full service. That one choice can change your yearly cost more than anything else. Then there is feed. Hay and grain for a horse kept at home runs, by an older extension estimate, around $850 a year. And that is the friendly version for someone growing or buying cheap hay. Buy it bagged and trucked in, and that number climbs. Now the two costs people forget about completely. First, the farrier. A horse's hooves never stop growing, so every 6 to 8 weeks all year, someone has to trim or reshoe them. Skip it and the horse goes lame. That runs from about $350 a year for barefoot trim up to $1,700 a year for shoes in an expensive region. Second, routine vet care. Vaccines, dental work, deworming, the ordinary maintenance of a healthy animal. Call it $350 to $700 a year. And notice the word healthy. That number assumes nothing goes wrong, which brings us to the part nobody warns you about. Because the figures so far all assume a horse that stays well. Real horses do not. The single most common emergency is colic, a gut problem that can turn deadly in hours. If it needs surgery, the bill for the operation and the recovery that follows commonly runs $7,000 to $15,000, sometimes more. That is one night. One phone call from the barn at 2 in the morning, and you are choosing between that bill and your horse's life. And this is not a rare, once-in-a-lifetime event. Most horses face 1 or 2 emergencies a year. The healthy horse budget you just heard is the floor, not the ceiling. And here is the part that makes a free horse different from almost anything else free. You cannot give it back. Every year in the United States, more than 170,000 horses become what the industry calls unwanted. Their owners ran out of money or time, or the horse got old. The exits are few and grim. You sell it, you find a rescue that usually has no room, or you pay a vet to put it down. And here is the number that turns this from a worst case into the normal one. In that same study, 90% of owners said they keep their horse for its entire life. 9 in 10, so the decades of bills are not bad luck you might dodge. They are simply what owning a horse is, and walking away is not free either. Even an idle, aging horse just standing in a field still costs, by an older estimate from 2009, around $1,800 a year simply to keep alive. The day you accept a free horse, you are signing up for that bill for as long as it lives. So let me add it all up the way you should have before you said yes. A horse lives 25 to 30 years. Take the calm, independent number, about $6,500 a year, and run it across an average life. Care alone clears $160,000. Fold in the boarding, the emergencies, the competing if you do that, and the all-in figure climbs well into 6 figures. Across a horse's whole life, you are looking at roughly $150,000 to $400,000. That is a range, not a precise number, because so much depends on how you keep it. But every version of that math ends in the same place. The free horse was one of the most expensive things you will ever own. Put that next to the things people actually plan for. $150,000 is a college education. $400,000 is a house in much of the country. People save for years for those, sign papers, read the fine print. A horse arrives with none of that. No closing, no contract, no warning. Just a friend saying, "Do you want him? He is free." And 25 years of payments quietly begin. The cost is not hidden because anyone lied. It is hidden because nobody adds it up out loud. So is a free horse a bad deal? No. Plenty of people look at these numbers, decide the animal is worth every cent, and never regret it. A horse can be one of the best things in a person's life, But it is never ever free, and anyone who tells you otherwise has simply not done the arithmetic. So is it worth it? If you have added it up first, yes, completely. If you have not, you are about to learn the hard way. $10,000 for one bad night, $6,500 for a quiet year, $150,000 and up for a whole life. The kindest thing you can do before you say yes is the thing almost nobody does. Add it up out loud. Next, we meet an animal whose bill does not even stop when you do. A parrot can live 70 years or more, long enough to outlive the person who bought it. What a pet parrot really costs, and why some owners have to write it into their will. Every figure you just saw is traced to a named source, listed in full in the description below.